Tea for two.
Tea for two on Tuesday at 2 p.m.
It's been a long time.
It has. This is our first tea for two on the farm. We've never done this before.
Yeah, so this is this is our office.
We're really excited. So we decided that we wanted to do a tea for two on Tuesday at 2 p.m. every Tuesday, maybe like a year ago. And so we were coming on here. Naomi lived in her yurt and I lived in my old house, and sometimes we didn't have good service and we had to wait for each other and it was awkward and funny. And we would just talk about... Hi, Morgan. Lots of things. And so now since moving to the farm, we haven't done tea for two. So we're really excited to welcome y'all to the farm. We want to show you around, and also thought it would be a great time to do this on Giving Tuesday.
Yeah, because, we have been out here just looking at this beautiful land and just witnessing it go to sleep, witnessing it slow down, and really using that as an invitation to do the same and go inward and kind of reflect on everything that brought us to this moment, like all the work that we put into it, which is part of the reason why we were unable to do tea for two, is that we were just pouring so much into the behind the scenes structures and wanting to take some time to think about reciprocity and what SUSU means and where it comes from and how it encompasses reciprocity and abundance and giving and receiving from a place of love, and how that aligns with our thoughts about Giving Tuesday.
Yeah, it feels like this time of year feels so interesting because it feels like we live in a culture that really centers that idea of capitalism and urgency and like a lack of worthiness, and just like really triggering all of those places in us that we don't have the support or nourishment we need culturally, just from being separated from our ancestral life ways and community and stuff like that. And it also simultaneously feels like a really powerful time of year for us to kind of like connect with this season and with slowing down and with really like tuning into the kind of like shift in the season of the cold air and the winter time and the darkness, and reflecting on this past year that we had and all that we have to be grateful for, and all the ways that we can think about everything that the earth and the land has given us, and all of the ways that we can honor that relationship and honor our relationship with our ancestors and all of the, feels like the spirits and the non-human kin, and also humans who allow us to do like all the beautiful things that we are doing in the world. Like it feels like when we move too quickly, or we're just like always in this constant like state of doing, we don't actually take the time that we need to kind of like notice all that's been done and really have that level of gratitude and connection that supports us in being able to kind of like go into the new warm seasons and be able to dream and vision and receive and all of those things.
Yeah. It feels like a really important time to receive in this moment, to be able to slow down, like Amber is saying, and look around and really take in all of the abundance that we have poured so much work into. And it feels like a really beautiful time to conserve energy and to plan and dream for what comes next, because once that growing season comes around again, we'll be so busy at work building gardens and offering programming, and it just feels like such a lovely invitation that we can extend to all of you to be a part of that, right? It's this constant like full circle of giving and receiving, of being able to be a part of that with us, and we receive so much from you, and we're super grateful for that, and we feel really grateful to be able to give when we're able to.
Yeah, so over the course of December, we are going to do a special winter tea for two every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and it's really going to focus on those like aspects and values that we hold at SUSU around giving and receiving and reciprocity, and what that means to us and what that looks like in practice, and some of the ways that we are engaging and learning how to kind of like live into that medicine. And we hope that offering for you can also be like an invitation to your own exploration, and just to kind of like use this month that can easily kind of like be disorienting as a time to really deepen our relationship with these ideas of like reciprocity and giving and receiving in a way that feels nourishing, that feels grounding, that feels supportive, that brings us into a place of a connection, rather than making us feel like we're not enough, or we're not worthy, or we need to kind of like do all these things in this way that can honestly be really harmful just to ourselves and to the ways that we're wanting to engage with our families and each other and that kind of stuff. So we'll kind of like be exploring a different one of those concepts each Tuesday in December. And today what we wanted to do is we wanted to just have room for gratitude for y'all, and we wanted to give you a little mini tour of the SUSU land that we're on right now. So right now, the Vermont Land Trust actually purchased the farm that we're on, so we don't own it yet. But they're holding it in trust for us while we continue to fundraise and prepare to be able to buy the land from them this coming year. And so...
Which is very exciting.
It is so exciting.
I'm sorry, the exciting dance.
Yeah. But we're here, and it's really exciting, and we're excited to, like, invite everybody here in the summertime. But until then, we're going to give y'all a tour. The only thing you have to be aware of, though, is that this place does not have, like, cell phone service. So we're hoping that during our tour, you'll actually be able to go outside with us, and we won't lose service. But it's going to be kind of an experiment.
It's true. Before we go, though, what are you drinking?
Oh, yeah. I am drinking raspberry leaf,
You're so lucky.
dandelion,
Oh, my gosh. Sounds amazing.
and burdock, because I have my period right now. What are you drinking?
I am drinking iced coffee in a mason jar.
What kind of iced coffee?
Iced decaf coffee? I want to say it's from Dutchess, but I think that's a lie. I don't know where it's from. Nate always buys coffee, and then he puts it in like a Trader Joe's can to like keep it fresh. So I have no idea where the coffee is from. But it's very delicious, and I'm drinking it because I have a deep relationship with iced coffee that I cannot break up with yet.
It's a beautiful plant. And you know what is something that's really important about coffee?
Yes.
You already know this, but we'll just say it since we're on here. The thing that you should know about coffee is that in America, Americans have the worst bitter deficiency in the entire world. Like, bitters are the most, like, important, or a very important thing for you to be ingesting and for your digestive system to be stimulated and to work. And we literally have no bitters. We eat sugar and salt and all these delicious things, but then bitters were like, blah. So...
Right, so if Americans didn't drink coffee, you wouldn't have bitters.
Yeah, that's literally like the only bitter that Americans drink is coffee. So coffee is really good for you if you are American and don't eat bitters.
It's true.
So.
It's very delicious.
Okay, let's do a tour.
Okay.
Gonna put on my...
But my sweater, this fuzzy sheep, it still has the tags on it.
I know, I wasn't sure if I was going to return it or not, so...
Should I get one too?
What do you think? Should Naomi get one of these sweaters? It's real sheep, look at it. It really smells like a sheep.
Okay, let's see. I'll get the phone. Another big sweater. Oops.
Another sweater.
I already own that one too.
Matching! Okay, I think we can... Maybe we can turn this around.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so this is Botanica SUSU. Beautiful staircase. We're in the process of redesigning here, but you can see Keegan. Are you okay with being on camera? Here's Keegan, one of our co-land stewards, working downstairs. We have a refrigerator and a kitchen. Lots of Botanica stuff. Beautiful sign made by Nate. Oh God, there's gloves in my boot. First aid bags, because we are safe.
Indeed.
Let's follow Naomi.
Look, it's our barn.
A barn, the big red SUSU barn.
Which is full of cardboard.
For pop-up adventure play, which is awesome and fun.
Coming up December 10th. Over here. No, look over there.
What are you going to show us?
The greenhouse.
We have this little place here that we were thinking of turning into a compostable toilet bathroom, but we're not quite sure yet.
Yeah.
And this is usually where we have an event tent. This is what we had it at last year. And we had a BIPOC cacao ceremony.
Yeah, we had a grief ritual. We had Deep Space was held there. We had a fun Juneteenth party.
Yes.
Oh, and we had the participatory action research projects were happening here. School visits. We had a whole bunch of school visits.
And we had this hoop house built by Vine Ripe Construction.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing. Wait till you see.
It makes noise. Be forewarned.
Yeah, it's a double poly walled hoop house, which is warm. And it's so fancy. Look at that. Ta-da! It's a 20 by 60 foot hoop house. What are we going to grow in here?
We are going to grow some really beautiful culturally relevant crops. Some African plants. We're going to grow, what did we decide?
Culantro, and we had, what is that? The little thing with the little purple flowers.
The water leaf?
Water leaf.
The water leaf. We have a whole list of things.
Yeah, we have some other, like, Yoruba plants, like, bitter greens and stuff, too.
Bitters. What? Sorry. And we're going to start seeds in here, too, so we'll have seeding tables.
Yeah.
These are our pop-up adventure play tires.
Tires.
Oh, you can see our garden down there.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually bring you down to the garden without losing service. If y'all are watching and you can see us, you should comment below that you can still see us while we're outside so we know the service works. I still have a bar.
It should be working. This farm used to be called Maple Row because of these rows of gorgeous old sugar maples. This one here is called GGT. That's great-grandmother
GGT.
She's like 400 years old. We give offerings to her.
Very special tree. On the other side of the land, there's about 700 acres where you see that mountain of conserved land. And in between our land right here and that 700 acres is a river. And so in the summertime, this past year, when Mama Lula came and Luana came and did the grief ritual, afterwards we took everyone in the river and did spiritual baths. So it's a really, really sacred space to be able to come to and do ceremony.
Yeah, it feels like a blessing to be able to have access to water in that way. And that river is the Wantashigok, or the West River. This is our lowest field. It's all river bottom soil, very sandy, no rocks. Pretty prime farmland. Again, a big blessing to be able to steward.
Yeah, who knows? Is this even considered soil? I mean, look at this. It's literally sand. Look at that. We had, we put in some water lines and electrical conduit down here this year. About, what was that, 6 feet they dug?
Oh, yeah, 6 feet straight down.
Yeah, just straight sand, not one rock.
Not a single rock.
Not one worm.
Not a bug.
So we have a lot of soil love to do here.
Which is very unusual for Vermont because I have done a lot of gardens in Vermont and the soil is so rocky. So it's super unusual.
It does, Morgan. It needs some serious help. That's why we're here. We're here to save the soil. So this is our beautiful sacred medicine wheel circle, and Naomi's going to share with us about each of the directions in it.
Yeah, so we modeled our circular garden after the Dagara medicine wheel. And really the whole of it encompasses Ashe, or just like universal life force energy. And that's the south over there, and in that direction, that's the fire. And this is one of the ancestral realms and the doorway that we come through when we are born. And it signifies like our passion and our purpose. And then over here in the north, this is water. And water is the element of healing, reconciliation, cleansing, and really calls to mind in our own like modern awareness, like transformative justice. And in the center is earth. And that really brings to mind mutual aid because it's about right relationship and reciprocity and giving and receiving from a place of love and abundance. And over in the west, over here towards the greenhouse, that's mineral. And mineral, that's the stories of our ancestors, the wisdom and the tradition that they passed down to us. And then over there in the east, that's nature, that's flexibility and change, that's visioning beyond our current circumstances, that's connecting with the unseen. And all of it together, we're hoping to infuse everything that we grow here with each of those elements and each of those values.
Yeah, so we'll grow hot, spicy peppers and fire.
Yes, exactly. Watermelons and water. Got a lot of herby friends over there in mineral. This year in earth, we had some corn and beautiful flowers, and I don't know what we'll put there next year. I forget. We've got a map upstairs.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And we were also experimenting with like some like African inspired style, like
Three Sisters type gardens.
Yeah, where we were growing okra up tall and then watermelons below for like the viney squash type vibe.
Yeah,
and then Burkina Faso peas we were growing. So we're going to keep trying different techniques and things with the...
Yeah. Last year I tried to use amaranth, but I used the bleeding heart amaranth, so it just got like just very short and then flopped over. That was getting very tall. So we can try different kinds of amaranth because it grows very, very tall. That would be a good stock as well.
You want to see inside the basement of the barn?
Really cool.
Ooh, we can show you our compostadora.
Oh, it's true. Compostadora. Dora. The barn is really cool.
This barn is amazing. The floors in it are soft, so we can't really like use it yet, but someday we're hoping to turn it into a really big event space. Isn't it so beautiful outside today? It's hard to believe that it's
almost December.
Yeah. This is...
That big skeleton right there is the poke.
The poke bush.
Spiralaca americana. My favorite. Look inside here.
Here is the basement of the barn. La la la.
Look, you can see birds' nests.
Oh yeah.
Very cute.
Little bird babies.
The wood beams, like they're like tree trunks.
Yeah. This is the barn.
The house was built like in the mid 1800s, but Keegan thinks they found a foundation over by the sugar shop that is possibly older, so the farm could have been here even longer than the house.
Yeah. Look at this tree growing out of the side of this stone wall thing.
Also, do you know what these pods are? I was looking at them this morning.
Wow.
They're sort of like kind of like Datura, but they're not.
Anyone know what those pods are?
I feel like I've seen them before. They almost look like melons or some kind of squashy friend, but I don't know.
Here's the farmhouse. Should we show them? It's already 2:22. Should we show them the composting thing? Or?
Go down to the sugar shack.
Yeah.
People make it that far.
We're going to show you our wash pack party shack.
I can show you some people who have been following us a long time and might have followed me on my social media, might recognize the tiny house from Sage's, from the Gaia School of Healing.
Tiny house.
Yeah. It matches the little house so perfectly.
I know.
I guess it's a big house. Our awesome tool shed.
Yes, so our facilities team, Jamal and Keegan, took this tool bay, well, this bay of whatever it was, and turned it into a really nice tool bay. They hung everything up. They put a bunch of gravel down on the ground this year.
Yeah, it's very efficient.
They have a calendar. They are official. We have this like big pile of sand here that's going to be used for plowing. See, this is important for y'all to know, because when you're raising money for stuff, you know, people are just like thinking about beautiful things and they don't think about, yeah, like the Polaris or the tractor, but they're not thinking about all the dirt that you need to make sure nobody slips on the ground, which is really important.
It's very important. There's our cool trailer for Holland Farm stuff.
Yeah.
And look, the original SUSU shed from our plot from 2021.
1992.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding.
We also recycle, as you can see.
We are big recyclers.
Compostadora Jora.
All right, show us how it works.
Okay. So this is our Jora, which we received through a grant. Pat and Athena, who I cannot think of any handles I could share, but they're awesome.
Cat Buxton.
Cat Buxton supported us with receiving and building this, I think, Scandinavian composting machine here. If you want to come look inside, it's really composty.
Look at this, you're gonna love it.
Look at all the composty stuff.
Yummy!
We could put some more carbon in there too. So basically, it's really insulated and it's kind of like roundish. And you put your compost
Sleek,
in
right?
There. Yeah.
It's like a Cadillac.
We got a bunch of like sawdust shavings in here, and then we add them, and then we have to like turn this bird poop covered wheel. Oh my God. And it like rolls it around and it turns it over, and it basically, after like a couple of months, is ready to go into a compost bin. And then a month after that is ready to be actual compost. So it kind of just supports with the composting process. And because we have bears here, it like eliminates the attractability of rotting food, so that like animals, all the rotting food is basically covered and protected so animals can't get into it. And then when it's composted to a point where it's no longer interesting, then it goes in the bins.
Yeah, we didn't show you our bins. Let's see if we can see them from down below. Nate and Keegan built these cute little bins for our composting starting days. Right down there. See those pallets?
We're going to winterize them, keep the snow off them, and you can also see our compost piles that we'll be adding to with our beautiful, delicious, I guess not delicious to eat, but, you know, nourishing for our veggies compost.
Yeah, and it's really cool because we have 65 CSA members right now for our free BIPOC CSA. And what we're planning to do is basically give people buckets and stuff this coming year, so that way people who want to can bring their scraps to SUSU, and then we can turn them into compost.
Exactly.
And then we can use them in the garden and
Yay.
grow more food.
Exactly.
This is really unveiling.
This is the Wash Pack Party Shack.
Wash Pack Party Shack.
Now, it might just look like a wood building to you with some old letters on it, but if you have a little bit of imagination, you can see that at one point, at some point soon, not only will this be the space where we wash and pack our veggies for the CSA, but we'll also have roller skating disco parties.
Yes.
Do.
Wash Pack Party Shack. Look at this floor. It's perfect for, it's just waiting to be roller skated on.
I agree. It's got little ramps.
Look at that. Roller skating ramp. Skateboarders are welcome here.
And that will be like a DIY walk-in freezer area. Keegan's got the smarts and the know-how.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our worm bin.
Yeah, we have a worm bin. Yay, wormies.
Yeah, so we're gonna get some worms and do that as a project this winter. Stay tuned.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, and there used to be, obviously, well, maybe not obvious, but there used to be maple sugaring in here. That's what that big metal roof thing is. And so in the future, we're planning to do small-scale maple sugaring with BIPOC youth.
Yeah.
Here, so that will be fun also.
And non-extractive, much more indigenous aligned practices of maple sugaring, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just a tiny little bit. I mean, all the major big parts of the farm, but the land is 37 acres and it extends pretty far that way towards the water, and there's beautiful little forest that we walk through to get to the river, and it opens up to this gorgeous beach that we like to go to and have ceremony, and maybe in the future we can go all the way down there.
Yeah.
If the cell range will allow us.
Yes. Or y'all will have to come visit us here and hang out and go swimming and do ceremony and eat food and dance.
Yay, our favorite things.
Okay, let me see if I can flip it over so we can say bye. So, oh wait, we forgot to tell them about our Giving Tuesday link.
Right.
We have a so Aslan, our development director, made this link that you text, and then it sends you a link to our donation page for Giving Tuesday. So if you want to support us in continuing to build these beautiful things, and you have that type of resource too, that's awesome. If you don't have financial resources, that's cool too, because we want you to just come and hang out with us.
Right.
That's equally as
Spread
amazing.
the word. Engage in the programming.
Yeah.
Say hi, take a nap.
Yeah. A good place to rest. So it's...
Well, I put it all in the bio. So
Perfect.
I think it's text SUSU 22 to 44321, like that.
Yes.
But it's in the bio up there. You can see it. And yeah.
Yeah, so we'll come back next Tuesday at 2 for 20 minutes, probably more than 20 minutes, because...
That's how it rolls.
Yeah. Okay. And then next time we'll share we'll share one of the aspects of reciprocity and abundance and kind of like those values that we're taking into the winter months with y'all. So make sure that you bring your cup of tea with you, and or coffee, bitters. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.